letters sent to U.S. President Obama tested positive for ricin. In the next few minutes, we'll take you live to Boston and Washington, D.C. for the very latest. But first, some details on the ricin scare. Right now, U.S. Senate mail is on hold as police investigate. The FBI has confirmed at least 2 letters, one intended for the president, another for a U.S. senator, and a mail screening facility have all tested positive for the poisonous substance. The FBI says it has questioned an individual in Mississippi who investigators believe is responsible for both letters. Both of the letters read, quote, "To see a wrong and not expose it is to become a silent partner," end quote. And the letters were signed there by IMKC. So what is ricin and just how dangerous is it? Brittany Gogo has more now on the deadly substance. She's live in our newsroom. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Nick. Well, security has been ramped up in Washington after these suspicious letters were sent to U.S. President Barack Obama and a senator. Experts say ricin poison is very toxic. We spoke to some today to see exactly why it's so deadly. Ricin is a poison naturally found in castor beans.
It can be very lethal, depending on how much you ingest.
It was even used in the popular TV show Breaking Bad as an example of a lethal but potentially untraceable chemical.
Castor beans. So what are we going to do with them? We are going to process them into ricin. Ricin beans. Ricin. It's an extremely effective poison.
The FBI says a letter sent to U.S. President Barack Obama and one of the senators both tested positive for the fatal poison. Both were postmarked out of Memphis, Tennessee, dated April 8th.
A very, very small dose, a few micrograms, can kill an adult human.
If inhaled, injected, or ingested, only a drop can cause respiratory failure. It stops cells in the body from producing proteins that keep us alive and can kill a person within 36 hours. There's no known cure.
Almost anybody can make it if they have the know-how, but it is extremely toxic. It's one of the worst poisons we know of.
And it has a history as an agent of biological warfare.
Ricin was used famously in the assassination of a Bulgarian dissident who was shot by a compressed air gun concealed in an umbrella that fired a pellet into his skin, and the pellet contained ricin, and that killed him in a few hours.
And while the fastest route of exposure is injection into the bloodstream, like in the Bulgarian case, touching it could still be deadly.
For when you get these letters, it's not so much the skin contact, it's when people start touching their eyes or bringing it in their mouths, that's when the problems start. So it's the ingesting part that's the important.
The FBI is looking into who may have sent these letters. They think they know who may be behind it, but they haven't released any information about that yet. So far, investigators don't think that there's a link between these letters and the bombings in Boston. Nick?
All right, thanks a lot, Brittany Gogo, in our newsroom this evening.